Well, welcome to Velocity Podcast. This is Trevor. We've done podcasts before, so this is old.
I know. I'm surprised I wasn't
episode 1?
On episode 1.
Okay, maybe you can
I had to wait for episode 4. That's okay, though. I'm glad to be here. 100 feet from my desk. I've made it all the way into the studio.
Yes, things are going well. Everything looks really, really, just things are pumped along for you.
You know what? 2021? No, 2020.
COVID year? 2020. We're in
2022. See, we got the year. Yeah, 2022 has been good. 2021 and 2020. Well, you and I worked a lot together. We were pushing through and we worked hard, and I am a firm believer that those who worked hard and fought through it did well, have done well on the other side of things.
I actually ran into someone today. He's in insurance, and he said, in 2020, I went to my office every single day. I didn't stop, and he's like, this year, it's been crazy.
Bananas,
Yeah, and I'm like, it's because you put the work in when everyone else didn't, and then it took time to adjust, and then I honestly think that too.
It really is like going to the gym. I mean, if you stop going to the gym, and trust me, I've stopped going to the gym a lot, I know exactly what the outcome is, but if you keep going and keep going, even when times are tough, you make little incremental steps along the way. You keep moving forward, even though you might not notice it at the time. Then when you look back, you realize just how many steps you have moved past. Possibly your competition. You moved ahead of other people in different industries. But 2020, 2021 were busy years, hard years, and that because there were long days sometimes. But the seeds that we sowed in those years have been we've been reaping some benefits this year.
Totally agree. So today, what we want to talk about is we are heading into a recession. That's what everyone's saying. So what? I know, a little negative. Sorry, I could not figure out a good way to say that. So how do we recession-proof our businesses, and what can we do marketing wise, because this is a marketing website, what can we do to really kind of come out on the other side of that, really in sitting pretty, basically? That is my goal. That's the goal for my clients. That's the goal of everyone.
Sure. Well, going into a recession doesn't mean that people stop everything. There are still wants and needs of most people. I mean, we are human. We have vices, addictions, we have habits that we will keep. So most people will try to keep as much of those as possible, and then they'll slowly wane off. But what you want to do, and what we've been saying to people, is now's the time to update everything. As others, again, who might be hunkering down and squirreling everything away for this recession time, now's the time that you want to make sure that you're putting the work in. Don't wait for it to be too late. You got to put the work in. Google doesn't reward you immediately. Google takes months to reward you. Again, you plant today and then you reap in 3 or 4 or 5 months from now. So if next year is going to be a rough year, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're doing the work now. If you do have those slow times, you have to do what it takes to make sure you're still in front of people.
Exactly. And I think mindset has a lot to do with this.
Absolutely.
The recession in the 20s, do you know what industry boomed? Or what specific product, by any chance? Can you take a wild guess, or do you know this?
Yep. So would we say the recession in the 30s, not the 20s?
Okay, sorry. Roaring 20s.
The 20s were great. I'm going to say, so what recession boomed in the well, there's a couple that boomed, but I'm going to give and say what recession or what businesses boomed.
What industry? Makeup. Estee Lauder, lipstick specifically.
Really?
It went through the roof, because not that it was obviously a need, but it was such an object of normalcy that is something people did not, or women obviously did not sacrifice. They sacrificed a lot of other things, but for some reason lipstick was their line. So what I'm saying to people is, you might view yourself, so for gym owners, to keep in that vein, you might view yourself kind of as a luxury, because people can work out from home or they can go for walks or whatever. But people still want one semblance of luxury and a semblance of normalcy in their lives, even during the bad times. So stay positive and keep promoting yourself. And I will also say, kind of regarding mindset, people want to be with people who are doing things, who are positive. I personally don't want to sit with people, and during COVID, this was me. When they started kind of complaining about how tough life is, I quickly exited the conversation, because I wanted to be around people who are we're digging in, we know 2021 and 2022 are going to be great years, let's go to work.
I would totally agree with that. You want to stay pumped. You want to surround yourself with people who are equally as pumped as you are. I mean, everybody wants to follow a leader, so to speak. So you want to follow people who are moving. You want to be around people that are moving, not people who are dragging you down. So yeah, I'd say that surround yourself with people who are upwardly mobile.
Yeah, for sure.
Surround yourself with people who are grinding and putting it through. Get that work in now. We just learned over the last few years as well where people thought we're going into this thing called COVID. No one has money. Yet everyone was getting a new deck and a hot tub. It's like, where's this money coming from?
Yeah.
We do live in North America. There's a lot of people that put things on credit, so people will use credit to get happiness. Unfortunately, people will still order food out. We saw that. I mean, they're home all day, but they're ordering food out, and that. So life will continue. And if you want to be the one that they go to, you just have to be prepared. Those who were prepared at the beginning of COVID did incredibly well, and we won't name names, but we know a bunch of restaurants who did very well because the second it hit, they were on it, they were on top of it, they figured out curbside pickup, they made it easy for people, and those that sat back and said, oh, this is going to be really tough, fell apart. They fell apart, and they had really couple really tough years, but those who moved quickly survived and did well. And in the restaurant space, I mean, that's the space where people were like, oh, people are going to just stop ordering out and they're going to save their money. And they didn't.
It was the opposite.
Because people like eating food out. Uber went through the roof, or Uber Eats, I should say, skip the dishes. And I'm not condoning, or I've not used any of those apps, but it's the easy button. When life gets hard, we want the easy button.
Exactly. And what I was going to say about the people we know that really won, they really invested into their digital presence because that's where everyone, like even statistically, like time spent on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube went through the roof because no one had anything to do.
Well, we're humans. We need that connection.
Yeah.
We need to break bread with people. We need to have fellowship with people. We need to connect with people. We're used to a town hall. Like everything we have done throughout human history, whether, I've said this before, whether you think we came out of a cave or we came out of a garden, we were always connected. So we still need that connection. And those who were at home needed a way to connect, and they moved into a social media platform to connect.
Yeah, for sure. So when it comes to marketing, if we are looking 1 to 2 years out, what are you saying today? Okay, if you're a small business owner, here is what you need to focus on.
Well, the easiest thing is because people moved because they were not driving around. They moved to their computers and they searched that way. If they searched on Google, make sure your website is up to date. And if they use Facebook to find you, make sure that you're on social and have an active presence. Not everyone searches for your product or service on Facebook. Not everybody searches for you on Google. You have to find out, where are they finding me? And wherever that is, wherever that fishing hole is that they want to find you at, make sure you're present and make sure you're there. Don't just put up a business page and walk away from it. Make sure you're actively there so that when people do search, look, ask, look for referrals, etc., somebody can recommend you. So make sure everything's up to date. So that's probably tantamount with all this stuff. Make sure it's up to date. Make sure how people can get a hold of you is up to date. Again, when it was the curbside pickup and all that, a lot of people were quick to respond to say, here's how we're doing curbside, here's the rules and regulations, here's this, here's that. There was a cost to doing all of that, but those who figured it out and took on that cost, again, won, because it made it easy. We're all human. We want the easy button. In the last 2 years, we were inundated with a lot of stuff that the thought of, why are you making me work harder to give you money? Why are you making me think harder? Just make it easy for me, really became a battle cry. And that. So let's just make sure that you're making things easy for your clients, whoever they are.
Actually, that's funny because yesterday I was looking for something to rent, and the person's website was all image-based, which meant I couldn't click on their phone number because it was part of a graphic. And I literally exited it and went to another site that because I just wanted a one-click thing.
Yeah, so you want
to... like something so stupid. And I was like, man, don't be lazy. Just like memorize the number and then type it in my phone. But I was like, I don't have time for that. I was walking to my car.
Again, so everybody wants the easy button. It sounds so simple just to memorize. It sounds so simple just to click. But we're doing that 1,000 times a day. So it's like, make it easy. Make sure whatever you're doing, you're using best practices.
Yes.
This is not the time to try to invent things. Just reinvent. Use things that are already working that the general public is used to. Don't try to say, hey, I'm going to do this thing totally different. That'll be radically new. Unless it's something that's going to change 1 billion people's lives. The 50 or 100 people that are looking at you won't get it, and they'll just hit, as Sherry just did, they'll hit the back button and find somebody who makes their life easier.
Yeah, exactly. That's really good advice. Keeping it updated, keeping it easy. Do you have one last one to make it a nice 3?
Ooh, for the trifecta.
Yes.
Keep it updated. You know what? How about this? How about promote it and let people know that it's out there? So we work with, I worked with a gentleman yesterday. It was fantastic. Most people that I work with and that you work with, it's hard to get them in front of the camera because it's not natural. This gentleman, he was from he's from industries that he's used to being in front of the camera. And I go, do you mind if we do this? No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I was there for an hour, and I said, I got more images and content in 1 hour than I do out of some clients in 6 months.
Yeah.
Make people aware how to find you. So if you do have a website and you do provide a service or product for them and you want them to find it, email it out to your list. If you don't have a list, go to social media, send it out to people. Whatever it can do, like make sure it's out there and people know how to find you.
Content creation is the name of the game. And you know what? Even when I started Purple Bean Media and just started doing all that kind of stuff, I was like, no, you don't need to get on video necessarily. We can do other ways. Now I'm like, okay, you have to get over yourself and start producing content. Whether like someone's doing it as a third party for you or you're doing it yourself, it goes a long way.
But not just producing it, promoting it too. If we think about let's go back to the 30s, we think about newspaper. It wasn't just enough to write the news on paper. You had the kid standing on the corner yelling what the top story is and waving the paper.
Yeah.
So that's how they promoted it so that people could find it. If they just wrote it and just left it in the offices, how many people would find their way to the newspaper office to get that newspaper? Instead, they understood basic tenets of getting your information out is you have to be where the people are. And that. So they would be at the town squares, and that because everybody was at the town square back then. They'd be on the busy streets. They would call attention, extra, read all about it. And all that was to do, it was not to push that information out. It was to show people and allow people to know, here's where you can buy the newspaper. Here's how you can get your news. So we have to do the same thing. You have to find your town square. You have to find your busy street corner, and you have to yell, at the top of your lungs to get the attention, because we are in an information society that's in overload of information.
All right, 2 questions left. One, okay, you're looking at the recession. So do you have more of a positive outlook towards it or a negative? Because I see a lot of the news is really negative, but I have a different way of looking at it, so I'm interested. Well, I'll tell you my way of looking at it. I think recessions, although they're really bad,
thanks for asking me the question.
And people,
you just tell me what you think.
People, obviously, there's going to be some hard times, and I don't want to make light of that. Sometimes in recessions, crazy opportunity arises.
Yep.
So I'm looking at it kind of more positively, and talk to me in 2 years, maybe my attitude will change. But I'm like, okay, I need to be flexible. I need to move quick, take the lessons that I learned in COVID and put it into this new way. And that a lot of it is just moving quickly with what's happening, doing the best practices, promoting myself. And I have a positive outlook because I think more opportunities are going to come, and we just have to have our eyes opened.
Folks, you heard it here first. Check in with Sherry in 2 years from now. See how she's done. Okay, so for myself, I'm an ebb and flow type of guy. I just spent 8 months in Alberta on a couple projects. Took the family out there, took a gamble on a couple things that paid off very well because I thought there was opportunity and we went for it. and that. So regardless of what happens for myself, I roll with the punches. If things are great, we're prepared for it. If things are not great, we're prepared for it.
Yeah.
So
that's a good call, because you've been obviously in business a lot longer than me. I've only done it for 4 years. So ebb and flow.
Yeah.
I haven't tasted that yet.
Yeah, I think this is the second. So I went through the .com boom, which was great, and then it was terrible. And then the recession of 2008, 2009, which was terrible. Then the Canadian dollar being super strong and then super low, which was terrible. But then you just realize that these things are all cyclical. So that was question number one. So so I think, how am I preparing? You know what? We're just running things as we are. We're positioned to ebb and flow with the change.
I love it. Okay. And my last question is something I ask every guest on my show. And this is, what is on your career bucket list?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I wanted to work for myself, and I did, and I've been doing that for a while. You know what I want to do? I've secretly been thinking I want to either write. I got this idea for a great screenplay. I'd love to. So, bucket list, of course, we're talking like 40,000 foot bucket list.
Oh, yeah. Something big, not something that you're going to do in the next few weeks.
Write a movie, direct to movie. I've got some pretty good ideas.
Already?
I'd love to do that. What else would I like to do? I'm really engaged with the kids, so trying to get more scholarships for my kids, whether it's athletic or academic or artistic. We're working on multiple scholarships right now, so that's kind of on. I don't want to be known as the scholarship dad, but I want my kids to look back and go, Dad, you were super hard on us when we were younger, but it has paid off. Thank you very much. But again, just like you just said, in 5 years from now, check in with me. If my kids could absolutely hate me for that and go,
that's the danger of doing stuff like this. You're throwing it out there.
The worst childhood that we could have. You were so hard on us, making us practice all that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just continuing working with the kids to get them to achieve high levels. I wanted to be, secretly, I'd love to be a coach as well. And I think as parents, we're coaches, daily coaches. So I want to help them get to that next level. We do not prescribe to, like some people say, we don't push our kids and all that, and that's totally fine for them. Like however you want to be a parent, I'm certainly not here to challenge anybody's parenting skills or anything like that. But for myself, I like challenges, so I like to make sure that my kids have challenges, and we like to push them at least to the edge so that they can feel what uncomfortable feels like, and then they can go from there and take it from there. So I think that's the initial one, but there is a movie in the works. It's going to be a comedy, should be funny, and that just could be the beginning of a second career. I've been really into reading about people who started acting and directing, after the age of 40, and some guys have had really successful careers, so I think I want to try and jump on that bandwagon.
I love it. That's really unique. I like it.
Totally, it's totally out of this field, but it's similar because in the marketing space, we're selling an idea, and then when you write a script, you're selling an idea of the story. So it's kind of in the same vein, but it's different, and with new stresses and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's good to stretch yourself.
It is, and it's good to stretch. It might be a terrible movie, but at least a terrible movie, I can say at least I made a movie.
Yeah, you tried.
Instead of, I talked all those years about making a movie and I never did. I wish I did.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks a lot for coming. I'm sure you'll be a regular guest because of proximity, let's be honest.
Hey.
And no, he knows a lot about a lot, so I like hearing about his marketing.
No, but you know what they say, location. So,
all right, thanks
know
for
those
tuning
three
in,
things.
Guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. Perfect.